This may be hard to believe, but we first saw Justine Bateman on our TV screens nearly 4 decades ago, and now the author-actress. She's making her feature film directorial debut, a brand new movie called Violet.
Yes, it stars Olivia Munn, who is struggling with the self-critical voice inside her head, which in her case sounds a lot like a very mean Justin Theroux. Take a look.
I feel weird lately.
Don't tell her.
Are you sick? No, I just, the committee in my head, just never really noticed it much before.
What committee?
The voice that tells you that you're a piece of or whatever. I mean, everybody has it. You know what I'm talking about.
I guess.
You sound crazy.
I don't know. My parents always told me that I was great, and so whenever I have like a bad thought or something, it seems like a lie.
Are you serious?
Okay, we're on the come on, pop the popcorn. It's your feature film directorial debut. The concept is brilliant. We all have the voice in our heads that's telling us this. So tell us how this idea came to you.
Well, years ago, I made a lot of fear-based decisions, and I didn't feel myself. Yeah. And I didn't know I could transition into somebody who was instinct-based instead of fear-based. But once I did that and sort of discovered this map, I wanted to share this map with others so that they could not have time stolen from them with fear.
How did you get?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you get from A to B?
It was a process of things. I mean, the first thing was, and the reason that the voice is Justin Theroux's and not Olivia's, is that I started thinking about these thoughts as if somebody else was saying them to me. Then I thought, well, then I would look at them more objectively, and I could see that they were lies. So that's part of why the voice is different, because I wanted to give that to the viewer to start just as an experiment. What if somebody else was saying that to you? Would you give it as much validity?
Right.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
But also, one of the things that's so interesting about this film is that half the things we say to ourselves, we would never say to anybody else.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And half the things people say to you, mean things they say to you, are really just them trying to get out of their discomfort of their own fear-based decisions. So those are lies too.
Yeah, there's that whole, kind of hurt people, like they go after people. But you always, I always picture you as the picture of confidence. Like, you really are, you're comfortable in your own skin, in your own skills, in who you are. Is that something that happened when you hit a certain age? Like, how did this come to be? Because Hollywood ain't easy.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely had to become that, and it had nothing to do with Hollywood. It was just like, I had a lot of people pleasing in me, a lot of fear-based decisions, like I said, and I would see people who were more instinct-based and confident, and I'd just be like, oh, wow.
How do you do that?
How do I guess you have to be born that way, but then I realized there was this bridge you could cross over to get there, and Violet's really the map to that. There's a lot of ways to get there, but here's one.
Yeah, and you said that if this film existed when you were 19, it might have opened your eyes a little bit earlier.
I would have become myself faster than I did if I had seen this at 19. So I hope to give that to other people.
Olivia Munn, such a great pick, by the way, for this role. Did you have her in mind when you were starting this?
I don't picture any specific actors when I write a script, but yeah, she had these components that I wanted, that I could see in her work, that I wanted to tease out and expand, and she really gave herself to the role and did a great job.
You wrote this book that Hoda and I loved. You were on the show talking about it. We talked a little bit earlier about the quest for beauty, even starting as mothers with young children. How do you have teenagers, how do you just make sure that your kids feel confident in their skin just as it is?
How are you teaching them that?
Well, here's a way to think about it. It almost feels like a spiritual sabotage, right? If I can get you so distracted that you think there's something wrong with your face, so distracted that you never accomplish anything and you never become fully yourself and you never change anyone else's lives, wouldn't that be great? If I just numbed you out, just muted you, deleted you. And that's what I feel like the focus on appearances are. I mean, appearances should be, this is me, this is how I represent myself. I wore this belt today because I think it's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. But instead, the negative focus is like an attempt to delete us. So I think when we think about it that way, it makes it easier to go, oh, some energy or something is trying to, or however you want to think about it, is trying to mute me and delete me. I'm going to do the opposite.
Well, because we even talked about how elementary school kids now, in some cases, have the option of photoshopping their pictures.
Do.
Their parents can say, let's whiten those teeth a little bit. Let's, brighten that smile or get rid of those freckles.
Seems very dismissive, doesn't it?
Right.
Like dismissive of who you are as a human.
And telling them basically without telling them, or maybe telling them with a megaphone that you're not enough.
Yeah. You're not enough, and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're broken. And no matter what you do,
Right.
it doesn't matter if you're older, younger, like you said, no matter what you do, you're wrong. Which is, that's a mind, it's trying to mess with your mind.
It's the same sort of thing as this film.
It's best to just ignore that and say, oh, that's just trying to get me in some kind of whirlpool.
Let's watch Violet. Yes. Violet debuts on Friday in New York, in LA, and in theaters nationwide.
Doesn't that sound
November 5th. Good for you. That's
Justine,
awesome.
congratulations.
So great to see you in person finally.
I know. I'm so glad to be here.
Happy you're here.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.